Gukas. And his composer, George Kallis. Thank you. All right, come on up, fellas. Woo, man. Have a seat in the hot seat. What's up, y'all? What's up, Nollywood? What's up, folks? All right, listen, I'm from Brooklyn, New York, so I'm just gonna keep it real up in here. That was amazing. That was amazing. That was incredible. I'm so impressed. And okay, so let me just start out. We're not gonna keep you guys all night, but I just want to start out talking about craft. At the DGA, just so you guys know, Directors Guild of America African American Steering Committee. At the DGA, we kind of usher in the black members and kind of give them a home and give them a place that they can relate and understand what's going on in Hollywood. And we hope Steve Gukas will join us there eventually and come to the DGA and become an American and a Nigerian director. Hopefully he'll be able to teach us about Nigerian filmmaking. So let's discuss craft, because it's not just Nigerian filmmaking. This crosses all the boundaries on board. So when you envision this film, coming from the fact that now we're living in a Black Panther world, post-Wakanda. Wakanda is a fictitious place. Nigeria is a real place. Having gone through a real event like this, I mean, was this something you were close to? How did you? I mean, what made you really pull in this story?
Well, thank you very much. When Ebola broke in Nigeria, I had been in the process of researching for another film. And that needed me to go to Sierra Leone. And that was just about the time when Ebola broke out in the Central Republic. And just when I was ready to go to Sierra Leone, Ebola got to Sierra Leone. So I said, I'm not going to go there because of Ebola. So I stayed back. Only for another 2 months later, Ebola was in Nigeria. And I was in the heart of it because I traveled between Abuja and Lagos. And Lagos was where, the Ebola had come to. And you could feel the fear, across the country, literally. And everybody was wondering how far it was going to go, what was going to happen to the whole situation in Nigeria. So we were quite close to it. And then to then hear that the first patient had been released from, the facility was a breath of good news to everyone. But then she came out and then wrote an article where she detailed what happened to her in the facility and the story leading up to it. So I read it and I thought it was fascinating and decided to do a bit more research. And the more I did the research, the more I found that, because in the first instance I was like, this is a really interesting story, her story. But as I dug deep, I found out that there were a lot more players than just her. And this is really collaborative effort, this success that had been achieved. And so I decided that, I'd like to do something about it. And I mentioned it to Dr. Olakuri, who co-produced the movie with me, and he got on board. And that's how we began, the process of getting it made. So yes, I was quite close to it in the sense that, we all were Nigerians.
Now with that in mind, I mean, did you, when you started to envision what it was going to be like and how it was going to affect your audience, I mean, was there any fear in you to stay, to reignite the fear, scare of Ebola or anything? Because as filmmakers, when we do something, for good and for bad, sadly people, latch onto it and they, a lot of times think, okay, this is real, it's happening again. Did you have any fear of that? Was there any?
Oh yes, yes indeed. Because when you're telling a story that is so close historically, and a lot of the people who were, participants in the story are still alive, you worry about the representation. But again, for me, it was a huge burden in the sense that you were telling the story of a, success that was coming from a place where success literally was a stranger. No one was going to give us props for what has happened, in Nigeria regarding the Ebola outbreak. So it was that telling that was important to me. So to be able to capture that in a way that would resonate around the world and still retain the essence of the story I wanted to tell was something that I worried about. And when the film came out, I had my passport. Yeah, but yeah.
Now let's discuss the film in and of itself a bit. I mean, casting-wise, I mean, you had Danny Glover in there, you had Tim Reed, you had a host of other amazing Nigerian actors in there. I assume they're from Nigeria.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, and so much so that you didn't really need to see, you know, for an American eye, you didn't really need to see a lot of Danny or Tim or any of those guys because your cast really, you know, really ignited and pulled at my heartstrings. What was the process of you casting this film?
Again, because the story was so recent at the time, and the images of the players were still very fresh in people's memories, part of what was key to me in casting was to try and find lookalikes. So for me, it was as important that your talent was there, and to the extent that you also looked like the character that you were playing. And in the instances where you can't get someone that looked like the character, that they had certain features, you know, that the actual character had. So that was quite, you know, important to me in the casting.
And also on top of it, okay, two things, and now I'm going to go into a little bit of the music along with the visuals. I mean, you have some really great, like, helicopter drone shots in there, and you really showed off, you created, you know, Legos as a character in the film, from the, you know, highways to, you know, the suburbs and everything. So, and also the music laid on top of that gave it a sense of what was coming. I mean, I know, and from, you know, reading the credits, you were a song or two in the film as well. I mean, tell us a little bit about how, you know, the music went along, and mostly actually, with the visuals of this and played a part, and also, you know, was a storyteller within the film.
Why don't I let George first?
Hi everybody. So yeah, I mean, basically, I think the first conversation we had with Steve was that this was an international story. It was based in Nigeria, but this event could have happened anywhere in the world. So talking about the music and what the underscore should be doing was obviously to key in cinematically, you know, all the main shots, the big shots. And it's amazing how the movie starts with that huge kind of long helicopter shot with all the cameras just together very closely, showing this kind of microcosmos that, you know, we kind of don't realize that we're living in, and how easy the Ebola would have spread out. So yeah, we wanted to kind of accent, you know, the big cinematic shots, but also keep it very international because, again, this could have happened anywhere. We want to draw the attention to international audiences. But we also wanted the Nigerian elements in there, and the way we talked about doing it was we found a fantastic vocalist here in LA, which has Nigerian roots. Her name was Oni. And I call it the soul of the Nigerian people, the voice that we hear all the time behind the underscore. So somehow the music kind of had that kind of Nigerian color through the voice, but was kept in a completely international sort of sense with the orchestral scores.
And Steve, with that in mind, did you like design a lot of your shots to play off of the music, or was that a discovery after the fact?
No, it was actually designed to have that effect, because for me, the story of 93 Days is not the story of what you see on the screen. It's the story of what could have been. Because had it not been contained, when you look at Nigerians, I mean, a lot of us are in this hall right now, the diaspora population is quite huge, and Nigerians travel a lot. So imagine one Nigerian arriving in LA, another one in New York, another one in DC, you know, all over the world arriving, and we're very family-oriented people. So I get in, I'm going to see my cousin, I'm going to see my uncle, I'm going to see my niece, and I've got to follow. And so imagine that playing loads of plays leave Nigeria on a daily basis. And imagine that had been us coming up with the goal.
No, I cannot imagine. I cannot.
So in terms of the design of the shots, you were right. The city was designed to look like a character in the film itself, because you needed to see just where 21 million people were, and just how close we all were, to the extent that jumping from one to the other could have been so easy. So it was designed to bring that to fore.
And I totally got that. I think everybody did. I got that. The proximity was amazing, and that's what I found amazing about the story of this film you made is how easy that could have happened, how easy it could have turned into, catastrophe. I mean, amazing. With that said, also, I mean, what was your interaction with the living people that lived through this, or was there a lot?
Oh, quite a lot. We interviewed every single survivor, from the facility and the hospital. And we also interviewed all the people who were active in the EOC, which is the center where they were, coordinating all of the efforts against Ebola and officials of Lagos State government as well. We interviewed all of them, before Paul, the scriptwriter, took all of that away to distill, the screenplay out of that.
Oh, wow. Are you still in touch with any of them?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that must be an amazing thing to have documented. All the survivors of Ebola looked it in the face and still live. Did Stella and her family, or did the hospital come under even more fire than what you put in the film in regards to her, quarantining that name?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Ultimately, the hospital had to be shut down, and that's part of the price that the hospital is still paying, because long after it was reopened, it has taken a while for patients to return, to the hospital.
Okay, they're still looking at that.
So yeah, so there's that going on, and in terms of support from the government and in trying to get the facility back up, that's also been slow in coming. But on a larger scale, I think that the survivors have gotten, a lot of support and recognition for the work that they did. Although for the lower round of workers, for example, all the ambulance drivers that you saw in the film were the actual people who were driving ambulances. Taking
those are the real ones.
Those were the real ones. And the hospitals, both hospitals that were shot in, were the actual hospitals. The room where Sawyer was in the film is the actual room where the real, Sawyer was placed in the hospital. It was very, very surreal to be, in the middle of the shoot and you get stuck about how a character would react to something. And we're shooting at first consulting and say, oh, can you call Dr. Obiabuchi? And the real Dr. Obiabuchi will come out and give you clarification on what it was that happened. And so, reliving the entire experience all over again. So it was really a very blessed experience, to be able to do that.
So you were in the room where the walls were sprayed with blood. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna open it up to some questions. But the last thing I want to ask you is, what's your next thing for you? Where do you go from this film, from a film that's obviously a visceral gut punch? I mean, what's your reading a comedy? What's your next?
I'm looking at a love story set in the ECOMOG mission in Sierra Leone. That's what I'm working on now.
Story in Sierra Leone. That's amazing. Is it a love story in the midst of the turmoil? Or?
It's a love story in the midst of turmoil.
You know what? Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions for this amazing filmmaker? Yes, sir.
During your research, you actually found out how many people actually died?
The question is, during his research, did he actually find out how many people actually died?
We did, and it said so at the end.
All those guys at the end?
No. The number was said at the end. I think it was 11 people or so.
Oh, 11?
That died, yeah.
And
compared to the population,
right.
That is no mean feat.
Amazing.
It's amazing, yes.
Yes?
Well, this is a comment. I just want to say, number one, the quality, just the visuals were just amazing. And I want to know
Yes, how important were the visuals in creating this movie?
Well, not just visual.
Quality of the visual.
Because what I wanted was for the audience not to be distracted by a failing in any of the technicals, so that you could be drawn into the story.
Right.
Hi, congratulations for the project. Two questions. How long did it take you to film the entire project, and what were the challenges you faced on your location?
The questions were, how long did it take him to film it, and what were the challenges?
It took us 12 weeks to film. Challenges, very regular challenge, money. There's nothing else. We're never enough. And Lagos itself was a problem. Because you can't get, I mean, in some cities you can do 2, 3, 4 unit moves in one day. You can't do more than one in Lagos, and sometimes even doing one, moving from one set to another, was a major, hindrance because of traffic and just how long it takes to get from one place to the other. That in itself slowed the filming process. So just as important as Lagos was in the film, it was also part of the obstacles we had to get around.
Anybody in the back there? So I'm gonna have a hard time seeing you because there's light. So young lady right here, with her hand up.
So yeah, I love your film. It's
Actually, I was talking about this one, but go ahead. No, go ahead. Hand up, let me hear it.
So yeah, I love the film. This is a little bit more of a producing question, but I'm going to ask the director since he's right here. In terms of putting the film together, I see that you had support from all of the top Nigerian foundations, Dangote, Omelu, Ford, all this stuff. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about that process that you took when people came on. Did you have the concept and then people came on, or did you shoot it all? I just want to hear a little bit about that process.
I hope you guys all heard that. I can't repeat it. But Steve got it, so good.
Well, I did. And you'll be asking the right person as well, because I'm one of the producers of the film, so you're on cue. We decided, quite early on that funding the film was going to be difficult if we went the usual route of, just trying to find actual investors and finding money to do the project. But being that it was quite recent and for all purposes was a pride story for Nigeria, that it would be nice to reach out to these foundations. And Dangote, for example, spent in excess of $20 million in support of the fight against Ebola. Because all of the suits they were wearing, a lot of the medication that they had, and even in support in setting up the facility, he provided funding for that. Tony Olumelu Foundation also provided funding, in support of that. So quite naturally, they were happy to support, the project that would show the result of the work that they supported. So yes, the corporates were quite supportive, and we in most cases we didn't need to speak a lot of grammar, because I think just the success of what was achieved had spoken, on our behalf before we got there.
It is. Okay, young lady down here who I thought I chose before, but now.
I wanted to echo the compliment of how beautiful the film looks. I noticed in the day interiors, they're very warm, and then in the scenes where she's struggling to keep up her resolve, it's very cold, and the bluish undertone in there. So I wonder what you shot on camera. Was it 4K? And what it was like to work with, I know in Nigeria, they say that almost the movies turn out every day. I wanted you to speak in terms of the quality of the crews for camera, electric, and grip, and that kind of thing.
Okay, filmmakers in the building. The question is, did he shoot on 4K and everything else you said?
Yes, we shot on 4K, and the crew was entirely Nigerian, except for the focus pullers who came from the UK. But the crew, the DP, everybody else was entirely Nigerian.
One guy?
So in terms of the technicals, Nigeria is coming to par with most industries, and on a lot more basis. We're getting more people, young guys coming back from film school, diaspora filmmakers returning back to Nigeria, and filmmakers in Nigeria who have grown, honed their craft from experience and working in a number of films. But generally, in terms of the technicals, I think that Nigeria is quite sound at the moment.
Oh. All the way in the back there, at the top.
I'm trying to understand the protagonist in that film.
He's trying to understand who the protagonist was in the film.
You heard that one. All the way back there.
I did, I heard that one. I heard that. And that was a short one too.
It's an ensemble piece.
So in essence, there was a lot of protagonists. Right here, and then up there, right here.
I was just wondering, there's so many strong faith moments in the film, and I didn't know if that was because either A, you're a man of faith, if it was demanded by the script, that came out in discussions with the people that lived through it, or if this is just typical of a lot of films in Nigeria, that there's that aspect of it.
It is typical of Nigerians. But you must also agree that there's a lot of divine providence in what played out in this film. So it was very necessary that we reflect that.
Up here, to the left. Hand waving.
Did the film disclose a cure for Ebola? Did I miss that?
If one has been found, I'm not aware of it yet. So no, we couldn't have disclosed one.
Right here.
I just want to say, man, phenomenal quality. And I appreciate that, watching Nigerian films for years, as an American filmmaker, producer, or whatever titles they're calling us these days. So that's the first part. Second part is, I find that distribution sometimes is a challenge. And I feel with films like Black Panther and other amazing opportunities right now, do you feel like that's opening up to you? And if so, what are your plans for distribution for the film worldwide?
Everybody hear that question?
In a post-Black Panther world, what I would like to see is greater collaboration between Nigerian filmmakers and the African American filmmakers. And I also believe that if Nigerian films could reach the African American audience in a way that well distributed, in a way that it makes money, the ability to tell more African stories that are not being told would be greatly enhanced. And I think also that if in the post-Wakanda world, that if the African American is looking for stories as well, that what this film has done is shown you the possibility of a treasure trove of films and stories that could come out of Africa. And that therefore, if we looked that way and collaborated, with us on the continent, that we could do a lot of wonderful films together.
Ooh, yes, I love that. Last question is me. Now, musically, between you two, is there going to be, a soundtrack, a score released? Is there going to be like a, is it coming out? Has it come out?
Actually, the soundtrack has been out for the last 6 months, I think, and it's released by a company called Movies for Media, and it's available on both CD and on all the digital platforms as well. So it's on Spotify, it's on iTunes.
Beautiful. And how can our wonderful diaspora of an audience reach you to, follow you to on social media? Is there, Steve, do you have a Facebook or? Are we still using Facebook now after this? I think we are. We're cool, right? For Facebook.
I'm at Steve Gukas on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And same with me, George Kallis with a K.
And if you want to support the film, any more way of supporting the film here, since we're just hearing about it?
There's a bowl out at the door.
Thank you very much for this wonderful film, 90 Days. Thank you, gentlemen. Steve Gukas.
and his proposal